beautiful people. Angelina, Sparkling Diva, and I'm back with another pick a card reading, adjusting the camera a little bit. And for tonight, we're gonna do, or today, whenever you find this, I'm gonna do a pick a card reading on your soul, what your soul is whispering to you, where your soul is guiding you to go or guiding you to do at this moment in time. Because sometimes we feel lost and we don't know what to do anymore, but the soul always knows the way, right? It always knows what we came to do here, where we should go, what we should do, etc., etc. So let's have a look at that. We have 4 choices for this one. From left to right, it's the red landscape jasper. Next to that, numbers 2, we have Amazonite in quartz. Number 3 is tourmaline, a watermelon tourmaline. I'm sorry about that, I had to think for a minute. Number 4, the last one, is charoite. Charoite, I'm not entirely certain how to pronounce that. Beautiful stone. It's very much like seraphinite. The exception is, or the difference is that this one is purple and seraphinite is green. So please make your choice, and then I'm gonna start the reading. Numbers 1, you're reading the first card. This is the main card for you. This is the pathway. As you can see, it says so on the card. Direction, purpose, change. And the message of this card is that you are on the right path, on your path. And no matter what you do or where you are right now, you cannot stray from that path. And knowing that might bring you some peace of mind, because sometimes, I know for myself that sometimes you can end up thinking that you lost track, that you're off your path and not going in the right direction anymore. And this message is this card to tell you that you're still on your path. And you might be hesitating at the moment because you cannot see what is going to come. But that's fine, because your soul knows, and your soul is your compass. And it's also, you have reached a certain point. You have come to a certain point where there is no point, you can't go back. And not in a daunting way, it's actually progress. Like having reached something that you will never lose anymore, no matter what. And that's also why you are not straying from your path. And in a way, I see that as this bridge. You have crossed that bridge. And that was quite the process to get from here to there. And it's as if it's a one-way bridge. You can't go back anymore. You have achieved so much. You have come so far that you are now here, right? And that's really good. That's wonderful. Even if you feel lost or don't know what to do, where to go, doesn't really matter, to the point that you are still on your path regardless. And then we have a few extra cards to clarify, to see what the tarot has to say. And then we have the Hanged Man, the 6 of Swords, and the Hierophant. And then with the Hanged Man, that's also not a card of action, right? He's hanging upside down. So he is pausing. So it could indeed be that you are not very active at the moment with working towards your dreams. And again, that's fine. Taking a break also means that you're not pushing, you're not stressing, you're not striving. If you really take a break, right? And then it's like, let's see, just look at him. He looks quite okay. And it's always lighter around the head of the Hanged Man as well, because he's starting to understand things, or he's getting insights, etc., etc. And that's what can happen when you take a break, when you pause. You can get insight, you can get clarity. You can get aligned with your higher self and your guides and your intuition, etc. And here, there is a leaving behind of something. More so, I feel actually, moving towards something new. And it's just like what we saw with the pathway, moving towards something, but you're not there yet, right? This boat hasn't reached the other side of that lake or whatever it is yet, right? And so you're not there yet, but you're on the way. And here, you can see that really well. You see that figure here who is pushing that boat forward. For this reading, I feel that's your soul. And your soul is guiding you, is guiding your boat as you move forward towards your destination. And you have not reached that yet, right? Because we can clearly see that. Because the shores is here, right? But you're on your way. And even if you choose to just not go forward with your boat and just bob on the waters, right? You still will not get off your path. And nor will you go back to where you came from. Your soul won't let you. And you don't want to either. Because here you can see there's turbulent waters there and you're moving away from that. It's nice and smooth here. Right? And you're not going to go back there. You don't want that. And your soul is not going to do that either. And you are looking at the new. What's there? Your dreams, your goals, whatever, right? And you may not know exactly what. That's okay as well. But you're on the way. And with this Hierophant, there may be a letting go of old commitments or patterns, your own patterns possibly. And that might be necessary, which would make sense because you're moving forward into the new. And then you usually have to release something old, right? So the new can come in. And again, that doesn't mean per se, it could be, but it doesn't mean per se people or situations. It can also be your own patterns, behavior, thoughts and all that stuff that you have to leave behind, that you have to step into a new way of thinking and being and behaving and so on and so forth. And I think that's actually mostly the case, that. And because when you do that, when you make that shift, let go of the old, then you are ready and free to make a new commitment. But then it's going to be a commitment that nourishes the heart and soul. And that's what I pick up from the Hierophant. And doesn't have to do with religion at all, right? That's not really the message of this card. But here, I always feel that this is not really nourishing because I always feel these altar boys are just doing what they're told to be doing because otherwise they get in shit. And that the new is not going to be like that anymore. It's like, if you wish to do this, or be that, or whatever, whatever role you wish to take, it's going to be the role that feels good to you, that nourishes you, right? So don't take this too literally, what you see there. Anyhow, that's what I have for you. So I think if you chose this, then mostly it's about knowing that you're still on your path and that you do not have to worry about that, and that it's also okay to take a time out from doing things and striving and trying to get there, etc., etc. Just try to enjoy it a bit more. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. Right, numbers 2. Your card, your main card, the Relics of Lemuria. And Lemuria was a time, a realm, a time before Atlantis. And it also had a golden age, a golden era. And it was a time of wholeness and oneness and love. And in that time, we weren't in a physical form just yet. So we were also, androgynous, more energy beings. We weren't masculine and feminine just yet. That came later. Anyhow, but it is, in that sense, it is a time from which life in a physical body came forth. But that was Atlantis. That's when Atlantis started. But the Lemurian energy, and maybe you know it because we have crystals with Lemurian energy, and sometimes you can do workshops where you receive Lemurian energy, and so on and so forth. These energies were very high, and they still exist. That's why this card is named Relics of Lemuria, right? These energies are still here. They're in the earth, in the planet, in the crystals, but they also shine through in the world today, right? And if you're ready and sensitive enough and have come far enough, you can really feel them. You can pick up on them. And this card comes as a message to tune into your intuition more and to take the time for that and to develop it if you haven't really done that yet, or otherwise to, I'm so sorry, I don't know what's going on. Otherwise to take it, maybe take it a bit further and to develop it at deeper levels. And or do it more often. We these days we often are so busy. We learn how to do it, and we get quite advanced, and we have the energy tools, but then we don't make the time to do it. To meditate and to use the energy tools and to cleanse our energy bodies and system, etc., etc. So maybe that part is important for you to make time for that, to be busy with that. And if you do that, if you whether it's taking time or developing your intuition more, etc., doesn't matter, you will then come to feel more and more that all is one and that all is connected, and that you, of course, are also part of this oneness. And then it's even possible that you remember things from these wonderful lives in these golden eras, or a golden era. And because most of us all have had lives back then, right? And these things could come back, just a flash, or in your dreams, and it doesn't really matter when it happens, or if you remember it happening. And maybe for you it doesn't happen. I don't know. But if it does, you then also seed that light of that energy in this world. And don't underestimate your dreams, right? Because we all travel during our dreams, not during our sleep. I'm sorry, I should say that. During our sleep. It's just that we don't remember everything we do, dream, or what we travel to at night. But then it still happens. In any case, let's go to your tarot cards. I have two for you. I'm going to put them in front here. We have the Ten of Cups and the Moon card. And with the Moon card, I feel this is also the going deep, right? This is a deep card. It's also about intuition. And also that things might come back to you, whether as visions or feelings or knowing. Because of that, I'm not certain, is it a crab or a lobster, whatever, is coming out here. out of the depths of your subconscious into the conscious, yeah, of the moonlight. And you can see with the Ten of Cups how it is to feel whole and to live in that harmony and bliss and balance of these golden eras, of those times. And the more you tune into that energy by meditating, by intuiting, by walks in nature, just being conscious of what's around you, spirits of nature, and all that stuff, the more you will get access to that state of happiness and balance and bliss, and you will start to truly feel blessed, and you will be blessed. Everything works out better and easier, becomes easier then, right? When you're in this vibration, it's absolutely wonderful. The Ten of Cups, it's beautiful. And yeah, if you can tap into that vibration, even if it's on a not constantly, but if you can't hold on to that, I mean, we still live in this world, right? But if you do it regularly, then it will help everything in your life, and it will bring everything in a higher vibration, or to a higher vibration. Prepositions and me don't always work out. And you will start to feel so much better. It's really wonderful. So for you, your message is mostly to in a way tune into who you once were in Lemurian times, or in Atlantis in the Golden Era, and just these high energies, right? You don't have to remember these lives, but it's about these high energies, these energies of love and togetherness and harmony and love for people, love for yourself, love for nature and the flowers and the planet, and taking care of all that, etc., etc. And then you will start to feel like this too. It's such a beautiful card. So yeah, that's what I have for you. I do hope it resonates with you, and I wonder if you chose this, have an affinity with Lemuria, and I know I do. I love that energy. Yeah. So anyhow, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. Number three. Number three. For you, your theme card, your main card is The Gathering. And it's about coming together, about relating, doing good things, and then especially things that come from the heart space and that you do with pleasure and joy. So they go in that sense further than the mundane. And these things, they not only nourish you, the other person, or on a mundane level, but it also nurtures the entire universe. These acts of love and caring and sharing, etc. And sometimes we come together in sacred ways, which is more what you see here on that card, I suppose, with the henge and the people in there. But sometimes we do just small things, right? Like just smile at someone, pay someone a compliment, lend a hand, and things like that. And these things may seem insignificant and just small, but these things hold the same energy as the things we do in sacred ways. So like that, for instance, right? The small things have the same energy, and with that, the same importance as the bigger sacred things and gatherings. So the message that your soul is giving you here, basically to inspire you to do something like that today, and hopefully the day after and the day after, etc. as well, of course. But something Just something simple, You don't have to go out of your way to do this. That's in a way the message. So do that today. Help someone or smile at someone, pay someone a compliment. You will not believe. I will tell you a very short story about that. You will not believe the impact of that. I remember a couple of years ago, I was in hospital to go see a therapist. And I was walking through the corridors, and there was this woman in front of me, walking on crutches, and she was wearing the most beautiful jacket in magenta color. And this is the color that I love so much because it's the color of the feminine energy of the soul star chakra. I just love it. I love it because I love the energy. And the woman was looking, well, a bit not sad or anything, but she wasn't looking happy either, right? It's like wherever you go, people just walk past each other. They don't look at each other. They don't smile at each other. Well, sometimes they do, but most of the times they don't. So I walked by her and I told her, wow, what a beautiful jacket. And she looked up and a smile lit her face. I think I made that woman's day, Something so simple. And it came from my heart. I wasn't just play acting. I really felt that way. And I thought, why shouldn't I compliment her or tell her that I really love that jacket she's wearing, right? And it made her day, I think. She really, her face lit up. She was so happy and she thanked me. And it's just a brief moment, a few seconds. And then I was on my way because I had an appointment and, well, she was walking on crutches. And I don't know her. I'm not going to make a conversation with her per se, of course, right? But just these few seconds. So wonderful. I'm still happy about that. I'm now here, beaming with a huge smile on my face. Just go figure the energy of such a simple act. A seemingly simple act. Yeah. So that's your message in that sense. Now let's look at your tarot cards. I actually shouldn't have done the tarot cards. I feel this is it. This is finished. This is done. I can't add anything to it. No energy, Anyhow, gonna do it anyway. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Let's start with that. I feel in this reading, this is mostly about working on the relationship with yourself to begin with. And that's because I always get this, if I look at this path here to that pedestal, always reminds me of walking down the aisle as a bride when you get married. And I don't know why. And there is no groom there, there's no one there, but it's like a marriage between you and you. You walking down the aisle to marry yourself, to love yourself, to honor yourself, to respect yourself. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck, the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel that's important for you to do. And to treat yourself with something nice, and be proud of yourself and to shine your light. And then you spread that out in the world. And you can bring that care to others who will then also return it to you. Like that woman, she smiled at me, right? And that warmed my heart. It's just a reciprocal. I always forget how to pronounce that. It's thingy. It works both ways. It's a two-way street. And with the that's basically this card as well, that one and that one, because here you see people being together in a wonderful setting, and it's a 10 of Pentacles. It's completion, fulfillment, everything's there, everyone is loving and being there for the other, really listening to the other, spending time with the other people and paying attention to other people. all these things is what we often forget in this society because we're always in a hurry, right? Even often with our children, we don't have time when they want to show us something. It's like, yeah, well, not now, after dinner, I have to cook. Not everyone is like that, but these things do happen at times. And here you see everyone is caring and sharing and interacting, and it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful energy. And with the Empress card, there's really, I don't know why, I felt that don't try to force or control anything is important. Just learn to go with the flow, to enjoy the unfolding of things, and to understand that that is the goal and not the end result where you want to get, right? The goal is, the joy is in, well, like they always say, is in the journey. So don't try to force things and push things or whatever. Maybe you tend to do that. I think most of us have that tendency. Just be patient, enjoy it. Let it happen. Allow it to happen. Yeah. And that part goes for everything, including for what you do and for what you give. And yeah. I really love this. I love this reading. I hope you do too. I hope it resonates. And I actually really want to end with this card because it's so beautiful. And thank you for watching. And this is what I have. And I'll see you again soon. Bye. Right, number 4. Your main card, the theme card, is the Mirror. And this is made basically saying that you have lived many other lives and you have basically been everything in past lives, right? Man, woman, good, bad, beggar, rich person, a priestess, everything and anything you have been in past lives. That's what this card is saying, and that you are now at a point of realizing that. And that when you become aware of that or realize that, it might feel as if who you are now in this life, that your individuality is going to just shatter, right? And that you lose that. But it then says that that's not going to be the case. You will actually become more whole when you look into the mirror and see who you are and what you have been and where you have come from, and maybe even remember things. Maybe you have remembered certain things from past lives, or maybe it shined through. Maybe maybe you get just tiny fragments and things every now and then in your life. And the idea is to accept that and to embrace it, who you are, all of who you are, because all these things, all these different things, all these different roles and lives that you have had have made you the beautiful person you are now today. So this is the main message for you, to look into that mirror and to understand and to accept and to just embrace yourself, how beautiful you are. So honor yourself. And with that, that's just the funny thing. Can doesn't have to be for everyone, but that can also be the understanding why you made certain connections and or have been in certain relationships with people or in situations. And then if that's the case, you might need to assess whether or not these still add to your life now, or whether you should release them and let them go. And and the funny thing is, I have for you 4 tarot cards, more than the other sets because yeah, if they jump out, then they jump out. Let's see if I can fit them all in one go. Probably not. Oh, it's not too bad. Let's move the camera over a wee bit. And then we see, sorry about the wobble, the very same thing. Like here with the Wheel of Fortune, you also see all these different expressions, right? Here is a very happy person, looks very wealthy as well. Here is the opposite, very sad and possibly very poor, and all these different people, same person basically, but different lives, different people. It's the same thing, all these different facets of what you are and what you have been. And then we see here as well with the Death and the Three of Cups. You have been everything from judge, jury, executioner to someone who was dissolute, which is also something that we probably all have been at some point in some life, right? And everything in between, right? From a priestess, a priest, a mother, a father, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So all these things that you have been, and like I just said just now, is that maybe you can sense these things shine through from time to time. And it also wouldn't surprise me if you had a bit of a more dubious period in this lifetime. And that doesn't mean to say really bad and that you did really bad things. That's not what I'm talking about. But just a period in your life that was more difficult or you know, yeah, well, if you recognize that, you will know what I mean. And yeah, and if that's the case, don't feel guilty or bad about that or anything, right? Everyone has been everything. And it's part of a soul's growth. And like you can't learn what light is if you haven't seen the dark. And also the other way around, right? You need the contrast in order to understand things. So accept that, embrace it, all that you are and once have been, because they shaped you into a beautiful, multifaceted gem that has now a lot with the King of Cups, a lot to offer because of all that. And seeing that, understanding that aspect, that part, will help you to stand into your potential, to stand tall, like this king, right? He's a king. So he's standing tall in who he is and what he stands for, and fully aware of that and knowing what your strength is. So this is your message. This is what your soul wants you to know or work on, do, or whatever. You know, it wants you to know. Yeah. So I hope that resonates, and I hope you recognize things really specifically in there. And of course, that is helpful to you because that's why I'm doing this. And so thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.